Good morning, everybody. It is the 20th of July, a Monday morning. I'm just waking up not too long ago. And I wanted to jump on here to give you guys kind of like a morning video. I am, I don't want to say that I'm tired because I know I got enough sleep last night. Just lately, and I think it's the weather because today well, last night it got rainy and well, not rainy, but we had a lot of thunderstorms and whatnot. And this morning it's been rainy, and I woke up. Well, I have an alarm on because I'm trying to keep a routine or a scheduled time of getting up because my current job has me coming in at 10:30 in the morning. So I need to get up by at least 9 o'clock, give me enough time to wake up, grab a bite to eat, get dressed, and go to work. And yesterday was my Friday, put it that way. Okay, I have today and tomorrow off. Yesterday was my Friday, even though it was Sunday. And yesterday was interesting because, excuse me for a second. And for those who want to know, this is tea. I made it up last night, and it's kept at a decent temperature all night long. But anyhow, yesterday was interesting because I got there at 10:30, and we did prep work and set up, and you know, basically the usual thing for most restaurants. And I don't call it a restaurant because it's not truly a sit down. It's more like Subway, where you come to a start point, you order your meat products. Next step over is your sides, basically, and then your register. But we have to get certain things prepped up to be cooked, like brisket and pork butt and chicken, and portion out if we need to portion out our various fried food items. So it's a process, but it's actually a very simple process because you come in, you check your store. Basically, if you're a 10 a.m. person, you come in, you check the store, make sure it's all clean and ready to go. Then you start your prepping and whatnot. You got an hour before you unlock the doors, basically. So, you get everything set up, and then, darn it, could have swore, oh, it's a finger spot. I was like, so, yesterday was basically, even though we opened the doors at 11 o'clock in the morning, nobody started showing up until like 12:30, which I guess that would be kind of common for a Sunday because most churches let out their morning services about noon, 11:30 noon. So about about 12:30, we got slammed, and it was a good 45 minutes worth of work, and I was having some difficulty with remembering how much of what items to drop because a lot of people in this area liked our waffle fries and our fried okra. I don't mind fried okra. I won't eat a full portion that we would make at my store, my shop. I call it mine even though I don't own it. So, yeah, that was kind of like rough. And my thing is and this is just me. When I'm getting rushed and there's multiple orders of fried stuff with multiple different customers, I start getting that nervous, I can't do it type feeling. And I fight myself about that because, like, I know I can do it. It's just, it's so stressful at the time that it's like, my goodness, how am I going to be able to do this on a regular basis? So I don't want it to sound like I'm complaining about the job, because in actuality, when we're not getting rushed like that, it's an easy, smooth sail. I mean, it's basically I'm going through a rough patch of water, and I just get to that stress point that I don't know if I'm going to be able to handle it. And it's like, if there was a board, basically, some sort of board to basically show me how many more orders I have to make after I get done with my first batch, I wouldn't have a tremendous problem. So, I mean, other than that and having to do deliveries, which I didn't have to do any deliveries Sunday. I can't remember if I did a delivery or not Saturday. I don't think I made a delivery on Saturday. So it looks like Saturday and Sunday is going to be those. You're probably not going to have a delivery, because the deliveries that I did, the one on my first day and the two on my second day, were to visit to one to a car dealer, the other one one to the Nissan dealer, and one to Staples, and then one to a gentleman who was staying at one of our local cheap motels. And I think that gentleman was just there for the week because he was from out of town doing some kind of construction or something like that, because he was wearing what looked like a construction uniform, like he was just getting home from or off his shift. So it's like the weekdays I might have to do a delivery here and there, but that's about it. The only downside that I've seen so far is, and I haven't seen it yet because I don't know if it's going to show up on my pay stub or not. Ouch. Sorry, my knee is hurting and I'm trying to stretch it out. I don't know if I'm getting compensated for the gas, the mileage and whatnot. I'm gonna assume that if I am, it will show up on the paycheck, and I hate doing some assumptions because it's just bad. Yeah, it's just bad all around. So I'm doing what I have to do right now. I have an interview later on this evening, around 3-ish, for Wendy's. So once I get all that information, if they don't hire me on the spot, which I'm kind of hoping they don't, I'm kind of hoping that they sit there and go, we'll call you back. We have to look at our other prospects, which is fine. Because after yesterday and seeing how it's, the last 4 days at work have been, I'm kind of like, I'm starting to like the job. I mean, yeah, there are rushes where it can get stressful because you got multiple people coming in, but I don't know. So yeah, it's gonna be a toughie. And I know it's up to me to make that decision, but right now, being that there are certain things that were not disclosed, and certain, I don't know. I kind of feel sorry for the person who runs this store, who owns it, because it's a franchise place, and so is Wendy's, but Wendy's probably has more stringent corporate policies to deal with. But the lady who hired me and the lady who did the interview, same person. She is the co-owner of this particular Dickies, and she's there every day. She's been there every day that I've been there. She is usually the person who opens up, and then she leaves the store in the hands of somebody that I guess she trusts to close it. Now, she's responsible for basically everything. And she's also a mom of a couple kids. One of them's old enough to be employed. The other one, the youngest that I met so far, still in her early teens. And this lady can't be much older than 30. I don't know. Well, no, she's got to be older than 30. She can't be maybe late 30s, early 40s. I don't know. But she's very good at doing what she does. I kind of feel sorry for her from time to time. Because she's trying to operate this store. Let me just put it this way, without being, rude or anything like that, because I don't have anything rude about her. But she's got this store. The cost for the food alone is pretty high, but it's good food. And the cost for getting the product in to do the food has got to be pretty high too. Otherwise, why would it be so high? But she was talking yesterday about things that she does outside of this job that makes her money. And one of them, which I know can make you big money because I've talked to people about, that do this. She owns horses that go to the races. And these horses can win money. Now, horse racing, I don't know much about horse racing. I just know that it could be, if you've got a good horse that wins within the first 5 spots of winning, can make pretty good bank. And I'm like, well, she drives a Chrysler 300. Now, I don't know cars, so all I know is it looks like, I can't remember the model, but it's a Dodge. It's one of the Dodge's high-end luxury. Not really luxury, but not exactly a Dodge Charger, but one of those models. And I know from looking at Dodges, because I want a Dodge pickup truck, that particular car, if it was a Dodge Charger, is $35,000 to $45,000 vehicle. Depends on if you get all the bells and whistles and whatnot. And I'm like, wow, she does good. She's doing good for herself. That's all I can say. Especially if she's still raising a couple kids in her house. I don't know how many kids she has, but I kind of admire the fact that she's doing what she's doing. I don't think I could do it. At least not that particular type of business. But Dickies, yeah, I said the name of the restaurant. That's all right. I don't care. Dickies is a nice restaurant. It's not that hard. It has its rushes, which makes things a little not stressful. I wouldn't even call it stress. I mean, to me, stress lasts more than a half hour, 45 minutes. Stress to me in a job is if it's an all day situation. And that's one of the reasons why I'm kind of like, that's a negative effect or a negative thing for Wendy's, because the fact that it's going to be pretty much most of the day, not really like freaking out stress, but just kind of like, did they get the order? Did they get the right order? That kind of thing. Excuse me. But I know just from the information I have about Wendy's and the position that they want me to have, or they said they're going to interview me for, which is shift lead manager, I think is what they said. Yeah, shift lead manager. And I'm like, well, I've been there. I've been in management. I've been a shift leader. Depending exactly what they tell me on tonight, this evening, it's gonna be a determining factor. Now I just got to remind myself or remember to ask about excuse me, ask about the money, the income, paydays, and responsibilities, because one of the things that started to concern me a little bit about Dickies was it took me reminding her and 2 days later to get the W-2 paperwork so I can sign it and fill that out. And so I finally got that 2 days later and did all that overnight and brought it to the next day. But I should have, and this is just me, and I know it's kind of my responsibility, but it's kind of like the responsibility of the employer to get that paperwork out. So that was done. And I'll be honest with you, after 4 days and realizing that it's a very easy, pretty much laid back job, and you only have to deal with like for a morning person, one rush, which is usually around lunchtime. Then I'm pretty sure the evening person has to deal with the dinner rush. Sorry, something in my eye. Probably just morning crust. But right now, without getting all my information and all my facts down for Wendy's, Dickies is a keeper. My only stress right now about Dickies is just figuring out the money, because next week, which I think is the last week of July, Jerry-Ann and Lisa have got to go back down to Texas, because Lisa's got to be in Texas by August for her job, because she's I want to say teacher's aide, but I think she's more than just a teacher's aide. I think she's an actual teacher. So I'm just kind of like, okay, that's fine. I just worry about the money, because we're not spending extra. Right now, we're only spending what we need on food. We haven't been buying a lot. We haven't been going out. I'm sorry. But in large, we are minding what we're doing. We're, as the expression goes, we've tightened our belts. We haven't done any major grocery shopping. Tomorrow we are doing a grocery pickup, and that's basically for necessities that we're running low on, which ain't much. It's basically, I think the bulk of what they're buying tomorrow is supposed to be for the road trip to Texas, which I will not be able to participate on. I'm actually kind of upset because the fact of the plan was that the weekend before Diane decided to come back up here, I was going to take a bus down there, spend the weekend there, which would give me the opportunity to play some Dungeons and Dragons with Lisa's oldest son, who's a very good dungeon master. Now, I know a lot of you who are older than I am. I'm not going to spit out ages. Probably don't know what D&D is, or if you do know about it, you probably like my aunt, who was like, and this was back in the 80s when I was playing it, was all, oh, that's the devil's work. No, it's not. It's really your mindset. If your mindset thinks it's the devil's work, well then it's probably not for you. But like I said before, there's no good and evil in things. Losing all my notes. This notebook, I bought it at my college a couple months back or so, probably back in last October. Went up to Ozark Christian College, which is right here in Missouri. I went there for a year. I wanted to basically go there for my bachelor's degree, but because of my test anxieties and the things like that, I didn't make a high enough score for the government to pay for another year. So I was out. Couldn't go no more. But this is a notebook. It's a simple notebook. All right. Would you consider a simple notebook good or evil? Would you consider this a good notebook because it came from Ozark Christian College? Okay. This is another notebook. Picked it up at the Dollar Tree. Or did I? Oh, no, this is not a notebook. This is something else. But it's basically, hold on. Here we go. This is a notebook I got up at the Dollar Tree. Okay. It didn't come from a Christian college. It came from a regular old store. Would you consider this good or evil? No. It's a notebook. What would make this notebook good or evil is maybe some of the content I write in it. Okay. I can be writing all kinds of dark, dirty secrets of mine that would make some people think that I was deranged and possessed or something like that. Or I could be writing notes from the Bible in there. Things, does not matter what thing it is. It could be my desk. It could be my thermos. It could be my notebooks. Are neutral. Everything in the world around us is basically neutral. It has no wickedness in it. What makes it good or evil is our brains. Our brains and our actions. I could have, years ago, become another Michael Myers. I could have become another Freddy Krueger. I could have become Hannibal Lecter. I could have become a lot of different dark things just because I was in a dark place years ago. Did I? No. Why? Because I know deep down inside the difference between good and evil. You know, I might not be saintly or worthy of the title saint, but you know what? I have a lot of knowledge. In fact, I'm going to put in a video about this knowledge of spirituality and things that could go left or right. I mean, I've dealt with a lot of things in my lifetime that could have turned me in a different direction, but that's for a different video. Anyhow, forgive me for this morning's ramblings. I am weather, because it's been raining out most of the most of the morning, evening. It's not even the evening yet. Most of the early morning, and then I woke up when my alarm went off at 9:30, 9:20, excuse me, to the sound of rain hitting my roof, and I went, oh, it's going to be one of those days where the weather is going to drag me down a bit. Oh well, it is what it is. So I'm just hanging in there, trying to. Oh, my knee just snapped on me. I'm sorry. So I will probably have this video and then another video later tonight about today's goings on. I might even have a third video, but I'm not going to aim for 3 videos. I'm only aiming for 1 or 2, but I will have a video out pretty soon on the changes, or the I wouldn't really call them changes, but on what I'm planning on doing for my spiritual aspects of my life, my changed life, my better life, a life for the better, I hope. I'm just trying to do the best I can. I am trying to be the better me for everything, for everyone, everything important to me. Which it's slow goings, but you know what? At least it's going. I mean, at least I'm not sitting there going, I don't feel like doing that today. But part of that is I've got to basically let go of basically just, I can't be stagnant no more. I have to be active. I think that's part of my problem is I've allowed myself to be too stagnant. I haven't pushed myself for the better. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off with that. If you enjoyed these ramblings, these morning ramblings, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you have any if you have any positive comments or questions, go ahead and put it in the comment box. If you're new to my channel and you have only seen this video, you can either go back and watch some of my other videos, which would be kind of smart, or if you just decided because you liked what you heard today, you can go ahead and click on the little subscription icon, and then a bell icon will pop up, and you can click on that, and once you've done that, YouTube will let you know when I put in a new video. So until next time, be safe, God bless, have a good day, bye.